Hello and welcome to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News. I'm your host, Zafiro Fierro. Be sure to follow us on all of our social networks and to catch us every day by logging on to our website, www.mexiconewsnetwork.com, for relevant stories and news. Let's start with today's show. After their meeting at the National Palace, the presidents of Mexico and South Korea, Enrique Peña Nieto and Park Geun-hye, announced that behind 54 years of diplomatic relations, the two governments will initiate meetings for a free trade agreement, which will in turn open the Mexican market to more than 50 million people. Negotiations to agree on the terms of the FTA will begin after the fourth quarter. Passing these meetings, Mexico will also seek to expand the trade and investment flow between both countries. Additionally, Mexico will aim for the integration of South Korea into the Trans-Pacific Partnership. According to Mexican government statistics, from 2000, the bilateral trade relationship with the Asian country has grown from $4 billion to $17.5 billion in 2015. Plus, the annual investment was multiplied 24 times in the same time period. With this background, the presidents agreed to establish two credit lines. The first for $1 billion for the development of the electricity infrastructure, and the second by $200 million to finance Mexican companies in South Korea. Moving on, some time ago, the company Diageo announced an investment of $400 million for projects related to Tequila Don Julio from Jalisco, Mexico. This year, the British company announced its plan to increase sales for Tequila Don Julio abroad, reaching 100 countries in Latin America, Europe, and Asia. The investment plan of $400 million was based on a 5-year idea, but a few days ago, the company announced that the acceleration of this investment would begin. This plan includes the creation of a beverage distribution, packaging center, distilleries, treatment plants, and a visitor center in the Highlands. Diageo bought the brand Don Julio in 2015, and during this time it has observed that the annual demand for tequila in Mexico and the United States increased by 20 to 30%. So it is necessary to accelerate the investment plan in order to increase the capacity of its bottling plant El Charcón and the distillery La Primavera in the state of Jalisco. Currently, the bottling plant processes 6 million liters of tequila and packs 1 million bottles a year. Diageo says they are more committed to expansion in order to provide quality products worldwide. In other news, pollution is a problem that affects everyone. However, many individuals and companies are trying to do something to help. Such is the case with the company Uber in Mexico, which launched its Uber pool service in the city of Mexico, through which people can share a taxi with other users traveling in a similar direction, in an active attempt to reduce the number of cars circulating in the city. In a press release issued by Uber, the company announced that currently in Mexico City, 1.2 people travel in each car at any given time, and there are 5.4 million private vehicles. Uber Pool Services is seeking to increase the number of people per car, thereby reducing the number of vehicles that pollute the streets of this large city. Global warming is something that affects all of us. However, there are steps that we can take to reduce our impact on the world. It may not seem like much, but in the long term, the actions one person takes can change the world, just like the butterfly effect. Currently in Mexico, Uber can be used in Aguascalientes, Cuernavaca, Hermosillo, Mérida, Mexicali, San Luis Potosí, Mexico City, Guadalajara, León, Monterrey, Puebla, Querétaro, Tijuana, and Toluca. In other headlines, according to the Mexican Association of Automotive Dealers in Mexico, about 117,000 cars were sold during the month of March. This figure represents an increase of 11.4% over the same month in 2015, when 104,902 cars were sold. With respect to the first quarter of 2016, Mexico has sold 346,326 vehicles. This shows a clear increase of 13.4% over the same period in 2015. The automaker Nissan is still the leader with 25.9% of the market share, followed by General Motors with 16.8%, Volkswagen Group with 16.6%, FCA Mexico with 6.8%, and Toyota with 6.5%. These numbers show that the automotive industry in Mexico is incredibly profitable and the country loves buying cars, especially if they're brand new. Lastly, the Mexican IPC Index is a major stock market index which tracks the performance of leading companies listed on the Mexican stock market exchange. It is made up of a selection of shares that are representative of all the shares listed on the exchange from various sectors across the economy, and it is a capitalization weight index. Mexico IPC Index increased 122 points, or 0.27%, to 45,308 on April 6 from 45,186 in the previous trading session. Mexico IPC Index gained 320.1 points, or 0.71%, during the last 12 months from 44,987.87 points in April of 2015. This was all for today. Thank you for staying with us. I'm your host, Zafiro Fierro, and remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and to log on to www.mexiconewsnetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. Until next time.